Should I even talk about Sweet Baby Inc? Does anyone even remembers them? What about you guys? What do you think? Look, let me clarify one thing, okay? I really don't like seeing people lose their job, but sadly, when it comes to either activists or maybe inexperienced people, mostly activists, okay? I don't have sympathy for them, okay? Before we start, I just wanted to say I really don't like seeing people lose their job, okay? Because listen, just recently, a reporter who was reporting a conflict in Kiev got laid off in the middle of a war zone. I'm not joking, look it up. She's a reporter from the Washington Post. Now yes, many of these outlets are filled with activists, which I'm certain many activists is still there, but there are some good journalists, okay? And I hope they got back on their feet, unlike this one.
Returns, but two leaders are now one.
Himbalair remains, but Bedard is now done.
Many rats abandon a still sinking ship.
Sweet Baby's grip has started to slip.
Again, look, I really don't like celebrating people losing their jobs. Just remember one thing. When it comes to activists like Dave Bedard or Kim Belair or Chris Kendrick openly attack gamers for, I don't know, a slight bit of criticism, I don't have sympathy for them. And frankly, if these people like Sweet Baby Inc. don't care if any of us or any of you who is watching this lose your job, then why should you care? Why should I care if these people lose their job? Think about that.
But yes, so if you guys do not know, for context for people,
okay,
Sweet Baby Inc., the company that we all know and hate, was not just run by Kim Belair. It was also run by Dave Bedard up until March 2025. Yes, this has been a thing for quite some time, actually.
Damn it.
But Dave Bedard has left the company. You heard it correct. He is no longer there. Now, I will clarify his role still, because he is still involved with the company, but he is no longer one of the members, he's still a founding member, but he is no longer with the company. He is now working for Gameloft Montreal.
Of course, Montreal.
Which isn't much better, because that's apparently a sub-branch of Ubisoft.
It's a shame for my Canadian audience here. Tell me something to all my viewers who are from Canada. What is it like in Montreal? Is it really all left-leaning, or are there any conservative or any libertarian? I'd like to know in the comments.
Because it always goes back to Ubisoft for some reason.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ubisoft.
So, we'll get into this. So for those who do not remember, right, Dave Bedard was one of the first people to actually come out and basically push back against the hate coming to Sweet Baby Inc., right?
Yeah.
So
that failed.
Do you want to read it, honey, or do you want me to read it?
Which one?
I can read what Dave said, or you can. It's up to you.
Are you talking about the super long thing from LinkedIn?
Yes.
Okay, I'll read half. I'll read the first half, you read the second half.
Okay.
For the past 4 months, my company, Sweet Baby Inc., has been targeted by a far-right harassment campaign / conspiracy theory. Although this...
Wait. So you're saying everyone's a far right, including Malaysia? Seriously, so you're saying that me as a Malaysian, I'm far right, who criticize your behavior and ruining the game?
Situation for me, my co-founder... sorry, I read that wrong. This is a tough situation for me, my co-founder Kim Belair, our entire team, and our collaborators. More than the frustrations caused by the harassment and the precautions we're putting in place as a result of that, the toughness comes from the fact that this entire campaign is based on misinformation. Misinformation so wild in left field, or right field, I guess.
I know Gothic Therapy will say this, but Dave Bedard, it's not misinformation, okay? Look, every YouTuber, they post screenshot, okay? Why do you think Steam has a review system? See, this is the reason why many people like Dave Bedard, Kim Belair, and any other journalist, they don't like the Steam review system. It gives gamers a free choice, a freedom to say what they have to say, whether the game is good, bad, or mid.
But it's impossible to even engage with it to combat it. So we spoke with press to clear things up about exactly what we do and how we do it.
Yeah, that failed too.
Adding our voices to this conversation felt necessary because what is happening to us is something that has happened before in this industry and will happen again. It happens not just to us, but also to countless other devs, players, journalists, and creators.
Everyone who has reached out to me with kind words of support has also asked me what they could do to help, and it took me a while to find an answer to this question, but I think I finally know. This is what you can do to help. Check in on your marginalized colleagues and friends in this industry and make sure they're okay. Let them know that they are loved, that they are appreciated, that they are welcome, that they are talented. Tell them you're not going to let this kind of hate push them out of the industry. Tell them that things like this won't scare all of their community away, that they are protected, that they have a place here.
Listen here, Dave Bedard. Look, I'm from Malaysia and I'm a Muslim too. And guess what? Have you ever seen me advocate the death of any people in the LGBTQ community? Well, yes, we Muslim criticize them, but have any Muslim ever advocate for their deaths? Ha ha ha. Think about that.
Now more than ever. I'd be really grateful if you did that. And then he followed it up by editing it and saying, uh-oh, they found me. I'm blocking replies. Now, I want to make this very clear. This is something that happened right at the beginning of when everything started off with Sweet Baby Inc. Since then, Dave Bedard has actually done something quite odd, and that is he has not said a word. Not a word.
Why is that odd, my dear? Why is that odd?
Well, because he's still been involved in quite a number of games, including some of the more recent ones that Sweet Baby Inc. has been involved with. But the interesting part that you guys should know is that, as I said, he is no longer at Sweet Baby Inc., but perhaps he was hoping that A, he could hide this information, or B, that I wouldn't look further and figure out a little bit more information. So let's go over this, shall we?
Why doesn't these people even get through their thick skull that criticism isn't harassment? When you post something on public, you're bound to get criticized. Look, every YouTubers who post their videos know that they will be criticized. Even me. Some wouldn't. There are some that will not take criticism too well, like JTech TV, who false copyright strike Klutzy King, and Quantum TV. You guys remember how that ended up?
Right here. So, Dave Bedard started as a co-founder and director, which, by the way, he was not. He was added as a co-founder, even though one of the original co-founders was Terrence Jason Huberts. And if you don't like that, and you don't have to, but that's the facts, you can go look it up yourself. Because I know some people were very mad at that video that we made about Terrence Jason Huberts being a former Canadian government man, which he 100% is. Yeah. So just throwing that out there.
At least you did it right.
But he started Sweet Baby Inc. in March of 2019. And apparently, as of March 2025, he is no longer there. However, he is now working as of June 2025 as a marketing lead at Gameloft Montreal. Now, I want to mention Dave, because I know that you know that I'm watching you clearly. Changing your profile picture to your Discord handle not only looks very unprofessional, it kind of looks weird. Okay. So I don't know why you did that. Also, I knew what your profile picture on Discord looked like, so it didn't scare me away. But I did want to look because I was curious. So I looked a bit more, and what I found is the following information, okay? There was an amendment made to the legal status in regards to Sweet Baby Inc., or not the paperwork behind the scenes. Before, Kim Belair and Dave Bedard, which were the people who were running the company, were both a beneficiary of 25 to 50% of the voting rights for the company. As of recently, however, that has changed, and Dave Bedard is no longer, he's only Dave Bedard only has 25 to 50% of the voting rights. However, Kim Belair now has 50 to 75, meaning that Dave Bedard is not only gone, he still has a stake in the company, but it is significantly lower, and the person in charge of all the decisions is Kim Belair.
Yeah, exactly that.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now, this is what the part that makes this interesting.
That's correct. Well, that's a bit shocking. Tell me something, if these people are good at their job, why are they hiding their information? No, generally, tell me something, if these people have nothing to hide, why they go on a blocking spree? No, generally, when people who know that they're doing a good job, they let every gamers know they did it well. They don't censor them. But when they didn't, what they do is simple. Block everybody. Erika Ishii, you wanna know what she did? She blocked virtually everybody, including Smash JT, or in this case, including people who never ever interact with her. I didn't exactly check my Twitter because my Twitter is already suspended, meaning I can't even know if she blocked my Twitter. Successful games were successful. They wouldn't go on a blocking spree, okay?
Okay, so cool, he's gone. What does it matter? Well, it matters because if you'll look up at the top left corner, you'll notice a thing that says the team. And if you'll notice, there are a bunch of red X's on them. Because, as of now, there are 5 confirmed members of the 15-member Sweet Baby Inc. team that are no longer working there.
All right.
Oops. Was I not supposed to tell you that? So, yeah, so you heard it here, folks. Exclusive. Dave Bedard is out at Sweet Baby Inc. He is no longer involved there, aside from having a stake in the company, but he is no longer there. He's gone.
Yay! Yeah, boo-hoo. We're not sad to see you go.
Nope.
Don't do any stupid stuff.
There are people out there who get very angry at us for covering Sweet Baby Inc. and say that we're terrible people and that we're going after a small company and blah, 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 blah. So I want to take this also a minute, not just to mention this, but to also give a message to those people and to anybody else who doesn't seem to like that we cover them. I'm going to tell you a secret. I reached out to pretty much all of them. That's right. I reached out to all of them and offered them a space to talk. Now, someone might say, well, why would they talk to you, the people? Well, because I'd really like to not cover them anymore. I would really like to not cover them.
Yeah.
But you know
Me
what?
too.
You kind of keep doing stupid things, so I have to keep covering you.
Play stupid things, win stupid prize. You know what they say? Listen, I really don't like to cover Sweet Baby Inc. and it's been a while though. Look, many of these people like Bedard, Smash JT, Hypnotic, well, pretty much except for Smash JT, I think he moved away from it. I don't know. Overall, most people, most YouTubers that I follow that cover this Sweet Baby Inc. topic, they just moved on. Even myself, I'm focusing on other things, like, for example, performance, censorship. Right now, like, for example, the topic of High Guard, I'm also moving away. Yes, I'm mentioning it, but I'm moving away because guess what? Resident Evil 9 is coming in less than 3 weeks, okay? 3 weeks. Will it heal? That's the question I'm certain some of you want to know, even though I showcase a lot of examples. Truthfully, it will, but it may take some time, okay? Remember, this thing has been around since 2018, okay? It's been like, what, 8 years now? That's a lot of damage. And I believe Forspoken and Avengers, Marvel's Avengers, were the first one. I don't know what else it was there. There has to be more. But like I said, it will take some time for everything to course correct. And with the additional problems like in rise of AI and RAM price increase, guess what? Many of these Western AAA companies, they knew that gamers will not tolerate their BS. Gamers just want fun game, okay? That's it. They don't want to see a movie. They just want fun game. And in my opinion, I think for Sweet Baby Inc., for them to shut down, no. That's impossible. Look, this is Canada, which I think the only way that ever happened is that if there's a Canadian Prime Minister that is against the woke mind virus, or in this case, what do I say? Someone who doesn't tolerate money being lost, okay? They want to earn back more money. Because remember, if the money runs dry, doesn't matter where it is, whether it's America, Canada, or Europe, guess what? All these consultancy firms like Sweet Baby Inc. or Black Girl Gamer, they will shut down. It doesn't matter, they will. To them, they may think the government money, to the Sweet Baby Inc., they may think the government money is forever. Frankly, sooner or later, the Canadian government will have to make a choice. Continue to fund Sweet Baby Inc. or ditch them and get them their money back. Like I said, it will heal, but it may take some time. But fortunately, 2026, I would say this, it will be a hell of a party. There will be good games, like for example, indie games.
Supplies and production were vital areas of the war in which the Allies dominated. Relentless Allied bombing runs over Ruhr Valley factories resulted in an increasingly crippled German war machine. Methodical strafing of the railroads and rail yards left behind broken trains stalled on destroyed tracks. Without fuel, Germany's heavy weapons were useless. Its vaunted panzers immobilized and its planes grounded, the German infantry was left to carry on the fight alone.